here to talk about today is actually how can you tell between toxic positivity and following your doubts? What I mean is, you know, when entrepreneurs are talking or these great men are talking, they always say, be foolish, be courageous, want to win big, fail, believe in success. Don't take no as an option. Don't indulge in fear, indulge in doubt. Don't do none of that. We need you to be positive. We need you to see you're gonna win it. We need it for you to believe to happen now. And you're watching the video and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. No negativity, no negativity. And then you take on a crazy project or something that you're motivated to do in the moment. And once you get involved in it, you're like, dang, this might actually fail. Like, this is kind of too intense. And what I've seen is what limits people, or they actually have cognitive dissonance and go on with a plan that they don't think, it's because they're listening to that motivational speech that's like, go through it, push through it no matter what, because on the other side, it's greatness. Just trust yourself. And that's not really true. I think it's an oversimplification. What motivational people are saying is fundamentally false, right? 50% of all restaurants fail within the first 3 years. There's that statistic out. And so if everybody just believed that in the restaurant business, just believed their restaurant would work, and if that mindset was replicated, well, don't you think that more than 50% of people who signed up for that large investment believe that their restaurant will work, right? So it's like failed business fallacy. Not all things that everyone does is going to actually work, right? There are pitfalls, there are things that shouldn't be done, but the great people who you listen to, they'll say, yeah, but this business failed, but then I transitioned it into this, which ultimately became that. So that blind foolishness or that blind intuition was worth it. And that's why I don't believe in it, right? That's not human enough for us, right? It's like you're connecting the dots after you already created the maze. And I think a maze is just a maze at that point, right? You can only tell me how to get through the maze once you made it through the maze yourself. And then you try to say this is the route, but mazes are random. They're inherent by that nature. So what I'm getting at is when you're doing those things blindly or that you're motivated on, you've heard it. It's like that voice in your head, that thing that they call doubt, right? Is this going to work out? Is this going to is what I'm doing actually working? But then the motivational guy says, no, that's just fear and doubt. Go through it. But then your thing doesn't end up working. And you're like, damn, I knew I had doubts. If I just didn't have done this, it would have worked out. And that's the mental paradox that we're in, right? Because what motivational gurus are not saying is, when do you actually listen to the voice in your head? Like, when is that protective mechanism actually protecting you? Right? They just say, no, that's just doubt. And there's got to be a point where if you're in danger, you have to listen to your intuitions. And let me tell you, the other funny thing is, I don't know the answer. Okay? I don't. So YouTube's for. I'm just making this to put it out there. I don't know the answer. I can't tell when I'm just woefully going forward and it's just doubt, or is it actually that protective mechanism to save me from making the next mistake? So if you know what that is called, or if you know what that means or what it's doing, please let me know, right? Because once that code is cracked, once that idea is delineated, then I can tell you, what is doubt versus protective disbelief. And don't listen to all the gurus. It's okay to have some doubt, because that protective mechanism is protecting you from someone or something. There are scammers out there, and you can potentially be going down the wrong path. So till next time, peace.